back.
All right, everybody, thank you for coming back to the Campagnolo GFNY World Championships. I'm Gabe Lloyd.
I'm Dan Schmaltz.
And we have had a fantastic day here in New York, the World Championships and premier event on the GFNY Tour. We are about to get our podium procedure underway, so thank you all for tuning back in and joining us to celebrate all of these athletes' accomplishments throughout the day.
Just to review who did finish on the podium today before they do get presented. In the men's race, overall, first place was Michael Marguerite from New York City of the Weather Channel team. And in second place was Riccardo Picetta from Italy via Brazil.
That's right.
And in third place, we had Luis Lemos from Mexico of the Israeli Cycling Academy team.
All right. Yeah, that's right. That was your top three. And for your women's side, our top three, now a 6-time champion of GFNY events, Camille Cortez from Bogota. I believe that she came across the line first with a very comfortable lead. Over second place, Jill Patterson from Wilmington, Delaware. And rounding out your top three was Paola Monroe, listed as from New York City. So a few local riders here today.
Very, very good. We have two local riders. 1-1, Michael Marguerite, the winner, and then we have Paola, who was third place. So that's great for the local riders. It's just a great chance for them to get out there, get out and show what they can do in front of the world, especially when the world comes to them to race. It's a great opportunity.
Absolutely.
So I've got an important message from Mike Marguerite, our winner, asking if he left his saddlebag in the tent here. So, maybe.
We'll look around, Mike. Man. So what we're seeing right now, if you're jumping onto another stream on our GFNY.com stream, it looks like just a few participants jumping on the podium to enjoy their time, get themselves a picture for posterity.
Mm-hmm. Show off the medal. You always want to do that.
Showing off that finisher's medal for sure.
Mm-hmm. Get it up there. Show everybody what you've got. Show that you finished.
Yeah.
We do have finishers coming across the line. In the background, you can hear the announcer announcing every who comes across the line.
Every single person has been announced.
And we thought we had a tough job today, a long run, but that guy's got a long run.
Yeah, Will's been doing a great job over there at the finish line, announcing every single person. There were 5,000 athletes. Of course, not all of them have done the full 100 miles, but we have a lot of athletes out here today who have been doing a big portion of that, and that's great to see.
Yeah. Even for some people, if this is their first long ride, it's their first 100-mile ride, this is just a really big accomplishment. It's a really big way to start growing in the sport. That's a big deal. The first time you do 100 miles, your first century, that's like a real big portion of whatever people are doing. They really love to get that first one in. That's like, that's a notch in the belt.
Absolutely. As your first true mile century, because there's a difference, like a kilo century.
You can do a metric century,
Metric century.
62 miles.
Yeah.
Seems, you can say you've done a century. Most people will realize that you've done a metric century, and they will not give you the sideways glance, right? They're not going to throw shade at you. They're going to say it's okay.
Yeah.
And if they don't say it's okay, just abandon that person forever. They sound like a cycling snob, and you don't want to know them anyway.
Don't want any cycling snobs.
We're all about everybody being friendly, having a good time, wave on the road. Whenever you see somebody on another bike, just wave. What's it cost? Nothing.
Nothing.
Doesn't cost anything. You can just wave, say howdy, say hi.
That's right.
Don't be just another, elitist in Lycra. We don't need that.
That's right.
Does not matter. Doesn't matter how tall your socks are. Doesn't matter how baggy your shorts are. Just matters that you're out there on the road enjoying yourself.
That's right. So today we had 2 distances available for everybody. We had the GFNY 50 and 100. The 50 left from, both races left from the George Washington Bridge at 7 o'clock this morning.
Yes.
And the 50 concluded at Bear Mountain.
Yes, and I'm assuming that they were driven back from Bear Mountain. Otherwise, they're just there. I don't think they left them to their own devices.
They're there up to their own devices.
Yeah. They've basically started an agrarian society out there, and they've just started tilling the land out there.
Yeah,
They're just left
honing
there.
their skills. They took the cranks off their bike, and they're using them to plow the land.
Yeah, I believe it's like The Walking Dead, except in Lycra, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
They've started civilization over, and we wish them the best.
All the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
I, for one, would like to welcome our 50-mile-an-hour overlords, because they're probably going to take over the world soon. Now that they have that taste, and now they are able to live on their own.
Yes.
Congratulations, everyone. Huzzah.
Huzzah, everybody. So the 50 milers starting their own colony up near Bear Mountain in the woods. The rest of everybody here today did the 100-mile edition, so they did the full century ride, and those are the riders that we are going to be speaking about at the podium presentation here shortly. They left George Washington Bridge up to Bear Mountain, and then they came back through the New Jersey suburbs, hitting some very difficult climbs that really taxed the legs. You should check out our YouTube channel for those interviews with finishers and riders that we conducted right after the race happened today.
Yes,
Really
and you can also come to the website, find the route. If you live in the New York City area, you can ride this route. You can't start on the George Washington Bridge like the racers did, but you can go over the pedestrian path and follow almost the exact same route that they did.
Almost the exact same. Don't do the forbidden road. That's not allowed.
That's not allowed. You cannot do forbidden climb. You can do something close to that. We would never recommend that you do forbidden climb. You can do a climb that would be somewhere near there, and you can get a good taste of what everyone did, but don't do forbidden climb because its name is forbidden climb and you can get arrested.
For a reason. That's
Yes.
right. And if you're not in the New York area, there are a lot of other opportunities for GFNY opportunities. So while this may be the Campagnolo GFNY World Championships event, there are a lot of other ones around the world. We've got GFNY Cozumel,
Deutschland,
Colombia,
Uruguay,
Indonesia,
Brazil,
Costa Rica,
Jerusalem,
Monterey,
Chile,
Bali,
Republica Dominicana,
Philippines,
Polska,
Panama,
and Portugal.
Wow, that's some exotic and amazing locations to go ride your bike.
I would love to go any of those locations.
Yeah, one of the things you'll learn with a GFNY event, you're going to see a lot of really good support and amazing infrastructure. If you haven't checked out the expo area that's right behind us here today, it is parallel to none, honestly.
It is parallel to none.
It is absolutely outstanding. The organizers here do such a great job giving you a world-class experience from start to finish. So you should definitely check out a GFNY event in the near future if it is close to you.
And we would like to thank our sponsors again. The title sponsor is Campagnolo, who actually invented the derailleur. Did you know that, Gabe?
I forgot, but I heard it maybe, but that's some good stuff.
They invented the derailleur. They also invented the quick release. If you'll notice in the logo, the quick release is right there.
Dan, dropping knowledge right now.
Yes, I'm not as old as the quick release, but I'm close.
So Dan, is the story about one of the riders who was doing the Tour de France and he didn't want to have to flip his wheel around to change the gear? Is that how the quick release was started?
I believe that was Mr. Campagnolo.
Yeah.
I think.
Mr. Campagnolo himself.
Nobody's going to fact check me right now, so I'm just going to go and say it was like Bob Campagnolo.
Bob.
Yeah?
That sounds pretty Italian.
Yes? Yes.
Filippo, Davide.
Bob.
Bob.
And the official bike of GFNY is De Rosa, which is another Italian make. Legendary bike brand. Made the bikes for Eddie Merckx when he was on the Molteni team, those big orange bikes that you remember. Molteni, a sausage maker. Did you know that? They were a sausage company. So back when he was in the days of his sausage team, that was the bike that he rode.
Wow.
And speaking of sausage, there's also Cliff Bar, which is not necessarily a very good segue, but it's food. It is. You can eat both. You can eat a Cliff Bar. They don't have sausage flavor.
They don't, thank God. Thank you, Cliff Bar, for not making a sausage flavor Cliff Bar, but thank you very much for making the nut butter filled Cliff Bars, because they pretty much keep me alive.
I, for one, would not be opposed to a sausage flavor Cliff Bar, so take it into effect. See if you want it.
Man.
And we have T. Edward wines.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that wine flavor.
Red wine of GFNY. It's a Merlot.
It's delicious.
It's a red wine, product of Italy. And we have the Cafe de GFNY coffee.
Yeah.
Let me just Vanna White that for you right there. Elite provides the official bottles. And SIS is the official refreshment of the GFNY. I don't see how that can go wrong. Now we have people going up. If you're looking at the podium feed, We have people hopping up there that aren't necessarily the winners, but everyone's getting to be pro for the day. They're getting up there and getting their picture taken. Why not?
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity to get up there and be in front of the step and repeat, as it's said in the business, Gabe.
Step and repeat. Gotta love a step and repeat. Those are those squares behind them. If you want to sound like you know what you're talking about, just be like, oh yeah, I got up in front of the step and repeat.
Yeah.
All your friends are going to be impressed.
Everyone's going to say, oh man, you've gone on more than one podium, haven't you? You know your podium. You know your way around.
Totes.
All you have to say is I went on the step in front of the step repeat, I zipped up, and it was ready to roll.
Ready to go.
Yeah, I was there. I was in the zone.
So we, today we had, you know, just quite the day. We had so many cool things happening throughout the day. You know, this really is an opportunity for everybody to be a pro for a day. And we hope that you all enjoyed what you saw here throughout the world. We're going to have 17 races, as Dan and I went through. But in 2019, they're looking to actually have a full 20 races added to the calendar. So definitely check out GFNY for all those details. Whether you've been here before or not, it's really a great opportunity to get involved with cycling.
And sign up for a GFNY. If there's going to be one close to you, or if there's a place you want to travel to. The great thing about GFNY is it's a great destination place. You could take the entire family. Like we've said before, you get to come to New York, you get to do a wide variety of things instead of just go to a bike race in the middle of nowhere. You can go to Brazil, you can get Jerusalem. These are all great spots. They're not picking places that are so remote that you could never, ever talk your spouse into going. These are great places where you can actually bring somebody,
Absolutely.
Have a great time, stay an extra couple of days, and you know everybody has a great time there.
Yeah, you know, we talked about that with Dan Craven today. We talked about that with Luis Lemieux, I believe. And so, you know, there are a lot of riders who came here and made it an entire week of vacation, capping it off with their really tremendous efforts here overall.
All right, we're about to start the podium presentation. I think we're starting with I don't know if it's the men or the women's, but we'll be able to tell as soon as they get up there.
That's right.
So we have a little freestyling on the podium right now, but we are going to bring up the winners soon.
Okay.
And I am not sure what the winner gets.
They get a DeRosa.
They get a DeRosa, which is better than a firm handshake. That is definitely going to top any handshake that you get from anyone.
Yeah.
Short of maybe the Pope. That's a good handshake to get.
Yeah, so they get a DeRosa, of course outfitted with some Campagnolo drivetrain, top of the line. I'm not sure if they got the new 12-speed drive.
It does go to 12 now.
Wow.
We are doing 12 gears. We've gone through the 11 zone. We're into the 12 zone now, Gabe.
It just keeps going.
It's one speed faster if you think about it.
Yeah.
So once you get to 12 speeds, you've got an extra speed. You've got an extra gear.
Warp drive.
Yeah. Just think about that.
Yeah. I think about it all the time.
So we will have our podium presentation shortly.
Yeah.
They are not going to be spraying wine today. I think red wine would be a bad choice with the lime green.
Yeah.
Probably be quite a stain making moment.
But we could definitely do some champagne sprays out here in the sunshine.
I would think so. Yeah.
Nice and sticky for everyone.
You could do a little podium spray. That would be completely appropriate. No one would ever think that that would not be a great idea.
Definitely.
So maybe Mike Marguerite's going to sneak a soda up there, throw some cola around. You never know. I don't know if that's his plan.
Is Mike Marguerite a big champagne drinker?
Is Mike Marguerite a champagne drinker? I have never seen Mike drink champagne. I have seen him with a beer in his hands.
Wow.
It has happened before.
Amazing.
So yes, he does not live an exact monastic life, so that's good. He enjoys himself every once in a while.
Great.
So he's definitely earned it today. He could probably throw a beer or two down today.
Yes.
He's definitely earned it. So we'll see what he's up to. So, all right, I believe we have Uli coming up to the presentation.
Oh, okay.
That is the GFNY director, Uli Flume, who is going to be presenting on the podium today. So if you have our volume up and if you're watching the podium, you can hear us explain what is going on. Right now we can see Uli on his cell phone, so he's probably calling for the top 3 finishers to show up. If I had to guess, I would say that what he's up to. So
hard to say.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all speculation. All right, so we're calling a few people up right now.
Mm-hmm. Usual podium procedure is that you're going to call up 3rd place and then 2nd place and 1st place.
Correct.
And I'm not just filling time when I say that. I'm giving a detailed explanation of what exactly is going to happen.
Some
Yes.
events will call all 3 at the same time, though. They change it up on us, and they don't really. It's hard. We just call it as we see it, folks.
Yes. And there are podiums that will do 5 racers. You do see that every once in a while.
No.
You'll see that at the national championships in USA Cycling, but top 3, we just do classic podium.
Classic Italian style.
Yes. Win, place, and show, as they say in the horse racing world.
That's right.
So, win, place, and show. That's all we're looking for here. And I think today was also the running of the Belmont Stakes.
Really?
Well, maybe it was yesterday. Dude, I don't know. Like,
Not sure. Didn't have a horse in the race.
that solid work. Solid work.
I have my moments.
That is solid work. That was a good one. I will say that was solid work. So, yes, there was some other race going on yesterday. We don't pay any attention.
All right. So, and it looks like we are calling our women up here. So, in.
I think it would be coming up shortly.
All right,
so that will be Paula Monroe.
Yes. So Paola there on the with the 3 underneath her, and in second on the left there, screen left, that would be Jill Patterson from Wilmington, Delaware. And of course, sounds like we are calling our winner up on stage right now. That will be 6-time Campagnolo GFNY World Champion Camila Cortez.
Camila Cortez.
Camila's from
She should be
Bogota.
coming up shortly.
Yeah, we believe. Collecting her 6th DeRosa.
She's got quite a stable of DeRosas right now.
She leave one in every country.
That's right. She doesn't even have to travel with bikes anymore.
Yeah,
this is
pro.
getting to be phenomenal for her. She has a whole fleet of DeRosas that she can call upon whenever she needs to.
Anytime.
Yes. She was on a DeRosa today, I believe, when she won the race, so that worked out well.
Just riding those winning bikes.
Yes.
That's a sense of pride, I would think. If you're like riding around in an event where you actually won the bike from, how
Yes.
cool is that?
That's awesome. Congratulations, Camilla. So now we have the bike presentation, I believe.
Yeah, so let's see her do a little bike hoist here.
Yeah. And if there is something for her to, something to spray on the podium, I'm not sure. You never know.
Oh, she's getting a championship jersey, it looks like.
Congratulations. Yeah, we're just doing the live feed for the presentation right now. So they're presenting the winner, Camila Cortez.
She got herself a fresh jersey, it looks like.
That's fantastic.
There you go.
And the bike is coming.
And here's the bike.
Here it
comes
is.
The bike hoist.
Nice.
Oh, over her head.
That
There
is
it
some solid work from Camila there.
Nice work, Camila.
That's what we like to see. You know what? I would say that they might have hedged their bets and bought that size bike for her already. It might have happened. You never know. That could be a bike that's just for looking at, and then they're going to give her a proper size later. Could work out that way also.
Yeah, it could. You know, DeRosa's, they've got a lot of inventory that they can work with here, I'm sure. So we can get her a custom green bike at some point.
That's going to be a great bike for her.
Good crowd turnout for our podium presentation. And we're giving them a good cheer.
Yes,
for their
Camilla's got her trophy overhead, showing the world what she has accomplished, which is a great thing. And that is a phenomenal day for her. Great day out there, 100 miles. I don't have her exact finishing time, but it was more than everyone else who was in the race.
Yeah.
So
I think she finished like very close to the first men's main group, actually. So within 4.5 hours, she did the 100-mile route.
Yeah, which is a great rate of speed. That's very serious effort from her today.
Yeah, to finish in 4.5 hours or thereabouts. I mean, you could check out. We believe you can check out our results at gfny.com. And you can get a full listing of everybody. I've seen a few spectators today who got text messages on their phone notifying them when friends or family finished. So we know that results are live and they are out there.
Yes.
And they will be on the website.
Here comes the champagne.
Oh, sweet.
So we are going to have a champagne bath going on here.
There it is.
Which is fantastic. The champagne shower,
there
traditionally.
It is.
Yes. If they were clean before, they're not clean anymore. So we're going to have the champagne going on.
Look at that crowd.
Yes.
Man, makes you want to be out there.
Yes. The champagne toast at the end of the race. You know where that started, Gabe?
No, you tell me.
That started with American auto racer Dan Gurney at the 1966 Le Mans endurance race. So Dan Gurney was the first. That's an American innovation.
How did that happen? They presented him with a bottle, and he's like, boom!
They used to traditionally give champagne, then Europeans, being who they are, would drink it. But Dan Gurney, he just took it, put his thumb over it, shook it up, and said, "How do you like me now?" And now it's done almost everywhere in the world. You can have some sort of champagne where there's a finish. They do it at Formula One, they do it at bike races.
Yeah.
Dan Gurney passed about 6 months ago. Great American car racer. Yes, he was in his 90s. He's won at Formula One. He won at all levels of motorsport, but we don't really know anything about that.
Did he ever compete at a 24 Hours of Lemons?
He did not. I have.
Oh.
I've done 4 of the 24 Hours of Lemons, so that's a great thing too.
You're basically pro.
I am a pro. Yes, I am a pro bike racer.
Pro jalopy driver.
I am a pro jalopy driver. Yes, and I've finished 2 of the 4, so it's been a great ride.
50-50, you know.
Exactly.
If you're in the MLB, that's, you're almost getting into the championship rounds there.
Exactly. But we digress.
Just a little bit.
We're digressing right now, and we're about to bring out the men, it seems.
Oh, great.
We're clearing off the podium, and we're going to get the top 3 from the men's race.
Yeah.
We have a spirited game of Thundersticks going on here with all the kids.
A very spirited Thunderstick tournament happening in front of us.
Yeah. So that's what you heard. And my money's on the older sister. I think the younger brother is in big trouble.
Yeah, she's definitely got the size advantage and arm reach.
It's true. She's got better reach. The young guy's got 2 sticks, but I don't think it's going to turn out well.
She's got her ninja skills.
Yeah. Anybody who's had an older sister knows that it's not going to go well for that young man.
Sure, I have a younger sister, and I know it's not going to go well for him. So that's how that goes. All right, so Dan, we are doing our...
We're about to load up the men's winners here.
Great. So Mike Marguerite made his way back. Hopefully he got himself a shower.
Yes.
Those guys were filthy after this morning's race in the wet conditions. It wasn't raining, but there was so much moisture on the road that all that road grime was being sprayed up in their faces. So definitely want to see them go home. All right.
Louis Lemieux of the Israeli Cycling Academy is your 3rd place winner.
That's right.
So he is on the 3rd step of the podium right now.
Yeah.
So we have Louis coming out.
Looks like, I think he's near the 3rd step. Maybe he's having technical difficulty getting on it.
There we go. I have one feed is a little bit ahead of the other, but that is definitely Louis, who is in the white and blue of the Israeli Cycling Academy. He is your 3rd place finisher. Good race for him today. He started out 3 minutes behind just because of lining up in the wrong place in the race. So
he and Dan Craven got a little sidetracked on the way to the race.
He and Dan Craven had a little team time trial of their own to start out the race, but they did eventually make it to the front. And to his credit, he did stay with the front and was there at the sharp end of the race when it mattered.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
He was able to hang in there and be able to get things done. They are presenting him with his prize package, which has to be loaded with wine, I would think.
Yes, I would hope so.
So
and then our 2nd place finisher was last year's champion Riccardo Picetta, and he's in that blue jersey on the left side of your screen. And
here's Mike Marguerite coming up to the top step.
He is wearing the blue The Weather Channel Specialized kit. That is his local team here in New York City. And this is the 2nd Campagnolo GFNY World Championship event that he has won. His first was in 2015 on a 70-mile solo breakaway. Today, he outfoxed the 2 other riders that are standing on the podium with him in the final 500 meters of today's 160-plus kilometer race. So congratulations to Mike on winning in 2 very different ways here on 2 equally challenging years of the Campagnolo GFNY World Championships.
And that's Mike putting on the winner's jersey. And I think everybody in New York, if they couldn't have won themselves, they're happy that Mike has done it, because he's just a great, humble guy, fantastic to race with, incredibly friendly. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Absolutely. Mike's really cool. Again, he was one of the first riders that I met here in New York City when I first moved here a long time ago. And he's continued to be an upstanding gentleman in the community and doing a lot for this community. He's also a new dad.
He is a new dad.
A 1.5-year-old little son at home, so he's using his dad legs. here to the.
Yes.
No excuses here.
And being a local, the race finished about 4 hours ago, so Mike said he was going to pop home, ride his bike home. He rode to the race, so he rode home, and he said he was going to take an Uber back because he's not out of his mind. He did ride 100 miles today, so, let's take the car back.
I mean, he rode to the race, did the race, then rode home.
Yes.
I mean, put in a 200K day.
He did put in the extra effort, little extra credit, you know. So I think he's earned an Uber ride over. So I think he can definitely enjoy that Uber ride. And now he's got a new bike to enjoy as he takes home.
And he's doused in champagne now. That was a fantastic champagne presentation that I saw there.
That is some solid work.
A little delay there on Dan's. Yeah.
It's good that he went home and washed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
came back and home for the champagne shower.
Stoked.
Why do you smell like champagne? There's no reason.
No reason.
You smell like you've been swimming in champagne. What's going on here?
He's gonna get in the Uber to go back. The guy's gonna be like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, he might have to put a towel down on the Uber ride home, but it's been a good day.
Absolutely. Well,
good day out for Mike Marguerite.
Those were your 2 elite podiums here for our Campagnolo GFNY World Championships. Dan and I are going to sign off, but there will be continued to be age group podiums coming at you shortly. So if you'd like to check those out, maybe the video feed will stick around. But Dan and I, we've had a full day here. We started off the day a little before 7 o'clock, and we kicked all the riders through the start line on the George Washington Bridge here. And it was a fantastic day of racing up to Bear Mountain and back again down to Fort Lee, New Jersey. And Mike Marguerite and Camille Cortez took home the championship of the Campagnolo GFNY World Championships.
Thank you very much.
From all of us at GFNY.